but when you think about the passive income potential with having a hobby like YouTube, and when you add that on to other passive income streams, or just your normal, 9 to 5, your normal day job, it can become a very significant financial advantage for you. This is more of a realistic look at how, a very small channel starts out, who's not getting like 100,000 views per video. How much does that channel actually make? And is it actually a significant amount that's worth you actually getting into a hobby like this? Hello, TeaEOs. Today's video is gonna be a little bit more personal. I'm gonna tell you how much my first YouTube check was after being monetized. Now, my experience getting my first check from YouTube was a very unique experience for a couple of reasons, and I'll get into those in a minute. Now, what I will say is your girl made a couple mistakes that I will share with you if you're thinking about starting a channel soon, or if you already have a channel and you're just trying to figure out how to get monetized and what the process is. I'm Valerie with Finance Tea, and you're about to find out how much I made on my first check from YouTube with barely 2,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours worth of watch time. So before we get into the numbers, you should know that in order to get monetized on YouTube, which basically means that you get a commission off of the revenue from the ads that run on your videos, you have to have at least 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours worth of watch time on your channel collectively. So this was actually a huge challenge for me at first. I started my channel in 2020, and I struggled at the beginning to even get at least like 10 views on my videos. It wasn't until like months later when I posted my viral video, which, by the way, viral doesn't necessarily mean that it got like millions of views and it went like, worldwide and people all over the world saw my video. It just means that the amount of people who saw that video was a lot more than the subscribers that I had at that time. So I had probably around like 27 subscribers at that time, and the views that I was getting on that video surpassed 27 by like a lot, by miles, right? And so that's how I knew that video had gone viral. That's basically what it means. And this video was my how to pay off debt fast on a low income video. That's the one that first hit virality, on my channel. And that was what helped to bring in more subscribers, more views and whatnot. So it's important to note, if you're looking to grow on YouTube, if you're a small channel, all you really need is one good video that goes viral, preferably a lot more viral than my video did if you're looking to actually grow a lot faster. But just one good video that actually reaches a significant amount of people, just one. And that video alone will help to push you through the algorithm and help more people start viewing your content. And then you'll start getting more views on your other videos, as long as those videos are related to the video that goes viral. The reason why you hear about all those channels that actually go viral right away, they get like their first 1,000 subscribers in the first week or the first day or whatever. The reason why you hear about these stories more often than not is because they're popular, because they get the most views. And so their channel is being fed through the algorithm, and it's going to your homepage, and you're being able to see these stories, right? So people like me who have a smaller reach, I'm not able to reach as many people. So you're not able to hear the in-between, like the stories of the channels that are small, but still are monetized. They still get money, but they're, how much money? How are they making? Is it substantial? Is it significant? And what does that look like? And how is their progression going to be? It's going to be much slower, of course, but it still has earning potential, and it's still important, and it's still something that needs to be shared with people who are interested in starting YouTube as like a side hustle. And for some channels, it could take years to get monetized. It all really depends on the genre of the content that you're making. That's a huge part of it. What kind of content are you making? And does it have the potential to reach a broader audience? Another factor that goes into this idea of the genre or the niche that you're in, there's something called CPM. It's a metric that represents how much money advertisers are spending to show ads on your content, on your videos. Now, the average CPM across YouTube as a whole, I believe, is about $10, and it could, for some channels, it could actually be lower than that. And of course, for other channels, it could be higher than that, depending on the genre, depending on the niche. So it has to do with the kind of content that you make, whether or not it's advertiser friendly or if the type of content that you make is attractive to certain types of advertisers. And so, for example, typically finance-based channels have a higher CPM because their content is geared towards people who have money to spend, and sometimes a lot of money to spend. So that means that the advertisements on this channel are going to be for things that are a lot more pricey. So currently my CPM is $32.02, which means that I could get barely any views compared to other channels and still make a decent income from my content because I have that higher CPM. Okay, so back to me and my unique monetization story. Okay, so I started my channel back in summer 2020 and I did not get monetized until the fall of 2021. So like almost a little bit over a year later. And then my first paycheck, okay, my first paycheck was for a little bit over $600, all right? That was my first paycheck. But y'all wanna know something crazy? I didn't even know that I got that money, okay? I didn't even know. I was completely unaware that I had gotten monetized and I had gotten paid from Google. That's right, I spent the greater part of a year making content for YouTube in hopes that one day I'll get monetized. And when it was finally time to get paid, I didn't even know there was a check waiting for me. I didn't even know. So what happened? So I set up my Google AdSense account in July of 2020, okay? And this was before, way before I became monetized. And I wanted to do this just because I wanted to get ahead of the game. Because it takes a little bit of time to get your first check because I have to like verify your address and I have to do all these things. So it can take weeks and even maybe a month or maybe even longer than a month to get official approval to get monetized on YouTube. So they suggest that when you're starting a channel, just go ahead and start an AdSense account just to have that out of the way. Get, verify your address and all your banking information and get that out of the way. That way, when it's time to get your money, it's smooth sailing. You don't have any sort of pitfalls. But little did I know, I did not provide the necessary bank information in order to actually receive my funds. Okay. So now back to when I first started my AdSense account in 2020. It would be several months. It wouldn't be several months before I would actually finally get monetized. So during this time, I kind of got like a little disenchanted, a little bit discouraged with my YouTube journey because nothing was really happening for me. Again, my views were low. It wasn't really, nothing was really, hitting just yet until that one viral video hit, right? I wasn't really into it as much as I was before because nothing was happening. It was just taking too long and I put too much effort into it and it just wasn't really working for me. So I kind of like took my foot off the gas a little bit when it came to YouTube. And then I got to the point where I just really never thought I would get monetized, at least not at that time. So what happened was after that one video that went viral, it actually did not go significantly viral at first. So I was getting a lot more views on it than I was getting on my other videos, but nothing was like happening fast enough to where it was like, okay, I got 1,000 subscribers now. I got my 4,000 hours worth of watch time and I'm ready to be monetized. It was just kind of a very slow escalation, at that time. So I started to change my channel topic. I started making videos about something a little bit different. I started making more content about like how to make money on YouTube and things like that and social media. And I wasn't really into the personal finance space anymore, even after that one video was sort of successful at that time. And then those videos weren't really doing much. So then I got disenchanted and I started I walked away. I walked away for a good period of time, okay? It wasn't until I found out that video had started getting a lot of views. And the way that I found out was I was getting these email notifications of people commenting on that video. And I wasn't really getting comments on my other videos. I wasn't used to people actually engaging with my content. And I would get like these notifications, like such and such commented on that video. And I was like, wow. Mind you, at that time, I had stepped away from YouTube for a significant amount of time, okay? I wasn't really posting a lot, okay? Because I was trying different things. I was doing the social media content, and then I kind of got back into like the personal finance stuff as well, but that wasn't really doing as well, so I stepped away a little bit. But I started getting these notifications on that video, and I was like, I don't know, So finally I looked at my channel, I was like, oh, that video kind of like, it just shot up all of a sudden, like almost overnight. Like I was like at 10,000 views, and I was like, what? So that got me thinking like, okay, this could be something. And I don't think at this time I was actually monetized just yet though. So I was still kind of still disenchanted because I was like, well, that doesn't really mean anything because I'm monetized, like, you know, and I have to work, I have to do all these other things in my life. Not too long after this had happened, after I realized that that video had really gone viral, I got some emails from Google AdSense, and they were saying like, hey girl, you need to verify this information in your account because there's funds waiting for you, there's money waiting for you. But I was confused because whenever I would log into Google AdSense, I never really saw where the information was, like where to insert that information about the missing information that they were saying. I didn't see anywhere in my Google AdSense account where to put that. So I was very confused. I was like, well, maybe this is just like a glitch or something, I don't know. And because remember, like at this time I wasn't posting, so I wasn't thinking anything regarding monetization at all. I wasn't even posting. So turns out the reason why I wasn't seeing any information about where to put this missing banking information inside of the Google AdSense account is because I was using the wrong Google AdSense account. I was using my personal account. I have two. I have the personal account and then I have this one for my channel. And I was logged into the wrong one the whole time. Didn't even realize it until I finally, one day, after getting like my third or fourth or fifth email from Google saying, hey girl, we got a check for you, okay? Finally I looked and I was like, oh my gosh, this whole time I was logged into the wrong account. So finally, when I logged into the right account, like a couple of months later, y'all, there was $600, a little bit over $600 waiting for me to claim. So yeah, $600 was my first YouTube check. And that was my first check with, I don't even think I had hit 2,000 subscribers yet. I was almost there, but of course I had over 1,000 subscribers and my 4,000 hours worth of watch time. So I had the bare minimum at this time. This is more of a realistic look at how, you know, a very small channel starts out, a small channel who's not getting like 100,000 views per video. How much does that channel actually make? And is it actually a significant amount that's worth you actually getting into a hobby like this? And I call it a hobby because it's not really making you tons of money, but I mean, really it's a side hustle, right? It's money, it's income coming in. So, but knowing how a small channel like I have, that's not getting 200,000 views per video, or even really 10,000 views or even 5,000 views each video that I post, how much money do I make? Can I even be monetized if I have a small channel like mine that's not getting that many views? And you can have a very small amount of views per video and still be making money, maybe a small amount, but it's still something. So currently I'm making over about $300 a month, and with not much growth. Okay, so right now I have about like 2,700 subscribers since being monetized, and I get about 4,000 views per month. That's a very small amount, right? And I'm the definition of a very small channel. But even though those numbers are small, it's still a great source of passive income. I mean, I could use that money for entertainment, you know, like having extra money per month just for something fun to do, you know, dinners or having drinks and going out with friends. Like, you know, this is income that you don't really earn from your 9 to 5. This is like extra income. It's like, you know, so it's not really hurting you to actually spend it. Or if you have debt that you want to pay off, you can add an extra $300 onto your debt, or, you know, your credit card bill for that month to get ahead of game. I typically post financial advice, personal finance advice on my channel, but if you like this content and if you like stuff about YouTube, I can definitely post more videos about growing on YouTube as well. I don't have a problem with that. I'd love to do it if you were interested in that. So let me know in the comments if you're planning on starting on YouTube, or if you're on YouTube right now, and if you're monetized, if you're not monetized, what is your story? Like, what are you doing? And what are you hoping to do with your channel? I'd love to hear from you. So if you enjoyed this video, let me know in the comments. And if you want to follow me and follow my journey through this whole YouTube thing, you can subscribe to join the tea party. Help your girl out. But until next time, y'all, bye.